I'm going to be talking about my favorite basketball player, LeBron James. First became a LeBron James fan when he was 18 years old, playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I first heard about LeBron James when he was as a high school player. He was a phenom across the country, and SportsCenter and ESPN were following him since he was a freshman in high school. When he first came into the league, he came on a bad team, so pretty much right away he was already a superstar in the NBA, averaging 20 points as a rookie, which is phenomenal for playing with older guys, older, stronger, bigger guys. Um, as he grew on, he promised the city of Cleveland that he could win a championship, and he wasn't able to do so after 9 years, so he famously, in his decision, claimed that he was going to take his talents to South Beach to play for the Miami Heat. So, as a LeBron fan, I had to turn in all my Cavaliers stuff, become a Miami Heat fan as well, because that's how it goes with being a LeBron fan. But with this, you receive a lot of hate, claiming that you're just a bandwagon fan, saying that now they're the best team, now you're a fan of them. But the only reason I'm a fan of LeBron is because of the way he plays, not the team he plays for. He makes the game really exciting because he can jump a lot higher than guys. He's a lot bigger, stronger, so he can do more things that a lot of guys can't. And for being 6'8", about 265 pounds, and being able to jump as high as he can, it makes basketball just a lot more fun to watch since Michael Jordan. And because of Michael Jordan, all of LeBron's abilities and stats are compared to him because just the fact that LeBron's the best in the NBA, he receives a lot of criticism and is compared to the best. If he does something wrong, they say this guy is better. If he does well, they say, well, he's still not as good enough as Michael Jordan. But people are starting to notice that he's becoming more efficient in his style of play, basically that he's a pass-first guy and non-selfish. The first non-selfish superstar we've seen in a long time. It's a lot more fun to watch the game of basketball. The nice thing is that a bunch of my friends are also LeBron and Heat fans, so it makes it a lot easier to cheer for them, knowing that I'm not getting just a bunch of hate whenever I cheer for him. And luckily he was able to win back-to-back championships, so I can talk a lot of smack. I always go to my friend's house to watch games in his man cave. We get pretty hyped up and excited. I often leave his house sweating because we're running around the room because we're so pumped up. So as a LeBron fan, I was really excited when he came out with his movie, More Than a Game, sharing the story about him growing up in Akron, Ohio, and basically how his high school team came together to become one of the best high school basketball teams, if not the best of all time. So growing up in the small city of Akron, they were only able to hand select a few guys to compete in like a national tournament across the country in Florida. And every time they go there, they'd be like, "You're from where? Akron, Ohio? Where's that even at?" And then people started to realize where they were once they started losing to them. And they get all the way to the championship game, and they're facing modern-day California, which was getting a lot of hype. They were sponsored by Nike, had a bunch of players in Sports Illustrated. And it came down to the last shot, and they ultimately lost, but they still gained a lot of respect. And that's when the buzz about LeBron James became known, because they soon realized that he was the best player at that tournament with the players' best countries and best players in the country. So, growing up from Akron, I think helped LeBron persevere at a young age because he grew up without a father. And so, once he got to the NBA and started making a lot of money, he gave back a lot to his old community. So back at Akron, he has the LeBron James Foundation and I think it's Education for Wheels. So if I think kids get certain grades, he gives them all free bikes because LeBron's big into biking. Sometimes he often, instead of driving to his basketball games, he actually bikes there. And I'm pretty sure he has a scholarship foundation where I'm sure if they graduate high school, that he offers them scholarships for college because at his high school, a lot of kids were often dropping out when he was younger. So he takes pride in kids getting through high school without getting into trouble. He also has the Boys and Girls Club Foundation, where his decision, which was criticized because he chose what team over air, although a lot of people don't know that it raised $4 million for the Boys and Girls Foundation. And basically, LeBron is my favorite player because not only is he a fun guy to watch, but just seeing him, how he has fun playing basketball and how he's almost like a kid in a really big man's body, that not only is he a great player, fun to watch, but he's also a really good guy. Next on my agenda that I'm going to talk about is Tiger Woods. Yes, I know he was in the big scandal, received a lot of crap for it, and I'm not saying it was right. I actually think it was really wrong. But that doesn't take away my love of watching him golf. The reason golf is so popular today, honestly, is all thanks due to Tiger Woods. Because golf, many say, was really boring to watch. But when Tiger came into the scene, as a young, skinny, 17-year-old, first, instead of like the golf clap, Tiger brought the roar to golf. Because after some of his shots, you see him do really like big fist pumps or yell, just show lots of excitement, and it made golf actually exciting to watch. Because not only, Tiger Woods takes a lot of shots that a lot of people would never even dream of attempt, and he pulls them off. That's why, even when Tiger struggles, I still sit there all day, 6 hours to watch a golf match, just to see something that you might not see someone else do. I know it's tough for a lot of people, but that's what brings excitement to golf. Back in the day, Tiger first started off one season. He won. There's 4 majors in golf a year, and Tiger won all 4 of them in a calendar year, which has never happened before. And ever since then, he became popular, saying, when is he going to catch Jack Nicklaus? Or it was a matter of when, not if, at that point. But since Tiger's scandal, where he cheated on his wife, the same intensity and mentality that he's had just hasn't been there. We're used to Tiger on Sundays, intimidating opponents, wearing the Sunday red, no one is able to catch him. And now we're seeing Tiger struggle. People aren't as afraid of him, and they're passing him up. It just shows how mental the game is. Because it seemed Tiger back in the day used to have no worries, didn't care what anyone thought about him. And now since the scandal, all he's been doing is basically trying to improve his image, since he lost a lot of his sponsors and fans due to that. I think that's a good move for him, but it's also hurting his golf game. And as an avid fan, I think he just needs to go back, just playing the game for all the right reasons for him, instead of trying to make everyone else feel better. I think same thing, that's what LeBron tried to do is when he moved to Miami, is that he tried to become the villain role, which is not at all what he is. Just tried to not care what anyone said, just doing what's best for him, and that's just not who he is. So I think you just have to be yourself and do the things you usually do, and you'll succeed. So that's when you're not playing your best, is when you're not trying to be yourself and just trying to impress everyone else, try to do what they think about instead of what you think about. And so Tiger, when he took about a year off after the scandal to try to get things all worked out. And he dropped, I don't even know how far down in the rankings, from number 1 all the way down, and basically tried to play catch up. And he slowly was winning tournaments. Hasn't really won a major since, I think, in the past 6 years almost, which is unheard of for him. But he finally has regained the number 1 ranking in the world. But somehow he's still not back to where he used to be, and I think it's old age has to do with it, but people think it's all mental, that the reason he's not playing like he used to is because still the scandal, and he's just thinking too much about his golf shot. But I think he gets too much hate because people don't realize he's 37 years old. He's not the young, springy 20-year-old that he used to be. He's not able to do all the things that he's used to do just because your body's not going to be the same at 37 as it was as 20 years old. So even though Tiger hasn't won a major recently, he's still winning a lot of tournaments, and he's still moving up the all-time wins list. And I'm not sure recently if he just passed it or he's about to pass the all-time wins for a career. He's still only 37, whereas golfers, you can go up to an old age. The most impressive thing I've seen Tiger Woods do is he won a major basically on one leg. Because during the tournament, he tore a ligament, or it might have been his ACL, in his knee. And he came down where he had to make a putt to force a playoff, and he made the putt. Then he had to play another 18 holes essentially on one leg. And that was probably the most impressive thing I see, because I've tried to play golf with just a rolled ankle, and it's almost impossible to be where you're at. So that just shows how dominant and how skilled Tiger Woods is. And he's still my favorite golfer to watch, despite the scandals and everything. Just the fact that he attempts things that you don't see other golfers attempt, and that makes him more fun to watch.